Welcome to the ABUGames.com feature match. I am Derek Peterson.
And I'm Jim Greaves.
Of ABUGames.com. This is our FNM finals from August 31st. I got ahead of myself there. See Bryan on the left, who is going first, against Kyle on the right.
Yeah, Bryan's playing a blue version of Wolf Run with the Temporal Mastery, and I think Kyle's running his mono black, or mostly mono black deck.
Yeah, it's technically kind of esper. He calls it Dark Blood. He just made a couple of changes. I believe he said he took out the Gorgons for Grave Titans when I talked to him, which seems like a much better improvement. We do see a Farseek for Bryan, getting him a little land acceleration with the island there.
Singleton Inkmoth for Kyle over here. Do you know if Kyle's playing Tezzeret in his deck?
I don't believe he is.
Okay.
He does get in for one infect on Bryan with the Inkmoth Nexus, and that's going to be his only turn 2 play. Bryan is running, he basically copied card for card. One of the decks that did very well at the Magic World Cup. It was piloted by Federico Begali. It's a very powerful deck, uses Titans as well as Temporal Masteries and Bonfires, just really powerful cards.
Yeah, we see Ponder here, which is a huge engine for this deck. You can set up Bonfires, Temporal Masteries, whatever you want with it.
Looks like he likes what he sees, puts it back on top, and draws the card I believe is a Snapcaster, then cast a Rampant Growth. So whatever he put on top, he does not want to draw next turn.
Yeah. Another great interaction with Ponder. You run so many Rampant Growth effects that you can choose to draw or not draw whatever card you want to Ponder.
Yeah, sort of similar to what you see with Brainstorm and Legacy, where you can just kind of stack the top of your deck the way you like. If there's any cards you don't want on top, you can just get rid of them with another effect. So just a couple of ramp spells already. Bryan's got a really strong land base so far, while Kyle's just stuck with the plains and a colorless Inkmoth Nexus.
Yeah, you see Bryan's got the Frost Titan and the last land he needs to cast the Frost Titan in his hand.
Do you see the island from Kyle? Looks like he activates the Inkmoth again, gets in for one more poison. You should have blocked the Inkmoth. I hear that's pretty good.
I guess.
We do see the Frost Titan come down for Bryan. Looks like he taps down the Inkmoth Nexus, so no more swinging in with the Poison Flyer.
That's kind of interesting. I think I would have tapped down one of the colored sources. I feel like that's a lot scarier than just taking one poison.
I wouldn't disagree, but I mean, if he might know that Kyle's main color is black. He doesn't have that right now, so yeah. But still, I can see why you want to keep him off the color. And then a second Inkmoth Nexus. Looks like he's... I'm not sure what he's doing there.
I think he's getting some dice or something. He's gonna possibly play something that needs counters.
Thinks it over. I guess he wanted to take that back just to get a little bit more decision time. Just rereading over the Frost Titan. You do have to pay 2 extra mana to target with anything. Just trying to see what he has in his hand. He's got the dice off camera, seeing how he's adjusting it. Oh, pays the 2 life to copy the Frost Titan with the Metamorph. So unfortunately, he doesn't have enough mana to tap down the Frost Titan, just because he'd have to pay 2 extra to do that.
Yeah.
Kyle would probably be better off trying to tap down a land, which looks like he is doing here.
Well, it looks like, I think Bryan, if I was Bryan, you just attack with the Frost Titan and tap his Frost Titan and just lock it down permanently. He's got the image in his hand too to cast another one after that.
Yeah, he has enough mana to cast the clone, and then he can also pay the 2, which I believe he's going to be doing here, to tap down the Metamorph. So he does get in for 6, sending Kyle down to 14. And then we'll copy with a Phantasmal Image, I believe. I don't know. He's got a Snapcaster in hand.
He could Ponder here.
Yeah. I also see a Thragtusk. Does go with the image, copying a Frost Titan.
I think you tap the plains here. I guess he goes with the island, but
you're cutting off a color. But I mean, it depends. We don't.
I think he's most scared of Day of Judgment here.
True. bit of a situation here. He's got his Metamorph, which is copying the Frost Titan, is tapped down. Don't have a good look at his hands. We can't see what answers he might have. Otherwise, Bryan's got a really strong board position with the double Frost Titan on his side.
Starting down 2 Frost Titans is never really a good thing. I don't think I ever want to be there.
No. So we do see Drowned Catacombs. So he does finally get some black mana. Maybe he's got like a spot removal, maybe Go for the Throat or Doomblade in hand. He would be able to take out at least one of the Frost Titans, but it would tap him out. Looks like he's paying 2. He is doing the Go for the Throat, targeting the original Titan. Looks like he's going to pay the 2. And just sends the turn back to Bryan.
I think you drew like a Farseek.
Yeah, it looked like a Farseek to me. I wasn't 100% sure. I know he still has the Snapcaster and the, as we do see the Snapcaster being played, I think he's going to go for a Ponder here, which he does flash back. He also has Thragtusk in hand. See, Ponder, Hinterland Harbor,
A
Bonfire.
Bonfire seems really good here. He's got 7 lands.
I think he's just going to not want to play the Farseek, put the Bonfire on top. I feel like he can get in here for 6 more, and then possibly do enough just to finish him off the next turn, with the help of the image, which is obviously copying Frost Titan.
Well, he doesn't have a land here. He might just draw the Hinterland Harbor to... Yeah.
He does, which does seem like the smart play here. He can at least play a Thragtusk if need be.
Yeah, he might just go for the Thragtusk here and try to win next turn. Well, it looks like that's...
yeah, Kyle's pointing out the Snapcaster was played this turn, does still have Summoning Sickness. But I do see attack for 6, and he does keep the Drowned Catacomb ice down. So Kyle goes down to 8 from that swing, and we do see the Thragtusk. Thrag Daddy sends Bryan up to 25. So with the black mana sources tapped down, he basically just has a Frost Titan that's going to be easily tapped down next turn, as well as Bryan have a Bonfire in hand. Kyle really needs something this turn.
Yeah, another Drowned Catacomb is good here. I see his 2 Sign and Blood in his hand. It's kind of awkward.
Yeah. Just thinks over what he can do here. See a Solemn in his hand. That's not going to help him. Obviously, he can't cast the Sign and Blood. Try to see what else he might have in hand that could help him here. Like he's doing something, thinking over what he might want to do, what the play could be. I mean, obviously he doesn't know for sure that the Bonfire's on top, but I mean, when you're playing against a deck like this, you got to know after a Ponder that something's big's going to be on top.
Yeah, either like a Bonfire or Temporal Mastery.
Yeah.
But he does have a few blockers. I mean, both the Inkmoth Nexus are going to be relevant here.
Looks like swings with Infect, I'm showing. Nope, tapping for mana, taking out the image. Even though it did copy the Frost Titan, he doesn't have to pay the 2 since just targeting the image will kill it. So he does swing with his Frost Titan, taps down the Thragtusk. Looks like Bryan just takes it, going down to 19. And there's a Bonfire on top. And that's going to be enough. Yep, that'll be enough. So Bryan takes game 1. We'll be right back with game 2 in just one moment.